So it started by finding the paper craft template on Etsy and buying it, and then laser cutting the parts and building the model just to see how it looked. So this was the original prototype. Had a look at it and decided to make some changes for use in our Formula One car prop. For example, the driver opening was not wide enough for a person. Did the wheels an entirely different way. Did not do the wheel covers here. I was going to use just PVC for that. And there are actually several, like 2 or 3 layers of cardboard underneath and on top. And I simplified those to 1 layer just to cut down on wood usage. So anyway, we started with this, and then I expanded the plans and changed them around, and then we cut the wood from that. After all the wood pieces were cut, it was time to start assembling them. I started assembling some of them at the house as much as I could to save time on site. And then we did final assembly and detail work on site. That included painting, and actually I changed around the engine cover part a bit. We went back and forth a few times, and we redid the windshield area, replaced it with the roll cage, etc. Shown here is the parts template after some significant redesign of the Papercraft template from Etsy. Obviously the parts were all made bigger by about 8 times, and then some of the parts had to be further adjusted so they would fit better on a 4x8 sheet of plywood or for other reasons. There's actually 2 versions of the parts shown here. The left 3 panels are what we printed and taped the pages together to make full-size patterns that we could fasten to the plywood for cutting. And we tried to eliminate duplications to reduce paper usage and the effort of taping and aligning the pages together. The right 3 panels show a layout that fits nicely on 3 sheets of 4x8 plywood, although we ended up not using the windshield pieces, which are shown in a teal color. The right panels could have also been used for CNC or laser cutting, I suppose. Our original plan was to use 1/4-inch plywood for all the parts so that the tabs, slots, and overhangs were sized for that thickness. But we ended up using a mix of 1/8, or it's probably more like 3/16 inch for non-structural areas, and a 1/4 inch or probably 3/8 of an inch for structural areas. So some of the tabs and slots didn't fit together quite right. Some of the engine cover parts also had to be recut because I didn't adjust them correctly when I enlarged the original Etsy template, and because we made some minor changes to some of the other parts. But overall, the parts mostly were be able to use as is from the template. Total cost for materials for the car prop were around $250 plus or minus, and that did not include some incidental supplies like a little bit of paint and glue and paper and cardboard and miscellaneous supplies such as that. Total build time was probably around 80 to 100 hours, I would guess. I was taking notes and then I lost them. But we had 20 or 30 hours prep time, design and cutting the pieces, and then on-site approximately 10 hours a day for 5 days, and then some miscellaneous adjustments after that. So probably somewhere around 100 hours. Obviously, a lot of the design time would be version 1.0 type stuff. If you were just to follow these instructions, you'd probably save those 20 or 30 hours of design time easily. So probably count on 60 to 80 hours total build time.